last week. They invited me to dinner with a number of other people, and among them was the nominee, President Obama's nominee to the Supreme Court. Meeting her, and although she's from the Bronx, I adopted her immediately. That made her one with Brooklyn. Hey, and then before we knew that she was going to get the actual nomination. So I thank you very much. From the Senator and St. Dick's, see Michael here. Thank you for the great work that you always do. I have to tell you, we just mentioned that in the future, I communicate with people who's on that screen on the telephone, the Blackberries. I'm finding this criticism now that more and more meetings I go to, that people that are addicted to this no longer look up in the face of anybody. Their head is mostly down at conferences and meetings. In fact, some of you may know I even run concerts in Brooklyn. And increasingly, instead of listening to the entertainers on stage, a good part of the audience got their faces looking on the screen. So in some ways, it's a great communication tool. It really is. On the other hand, I really do think it takes away, in some ways, from that person to person and the ability to focus in one thing at a time, rather than multitasking a million things. Because I think we lose a lot by not focusing it. So, I mean, we're not going to change it overnight, but I think everything in life has to be balanced. I really believe it has to be a balance. In my office, at Borough Hall, I ban Blackberries and cell phones during the course of meetings. I will not allow any staff member to bring in a Blackberry. There's nothing that important. I can't wait after the meeting. Call me old-fashioned if you will, but I got to the right thing to try. The president was brilliant in communicating that thing, and that certainly is true. But everything comes around. We get to go enough, everything comes around, and everything will moderate, so we'll be all right. Let me thank Echo Mentions for hosting this event, and of course, Seth Pinsky, who represents the new generation, President of New York City Economic Development Corporation, and I'm proud to say for tonight, for his outstanding leadership of EPC. It's been a pleasure to work with him since the mayor appointment. Funny, Mayor Bloomberg, some of his best appointments are Brooklyn. And I'm not saying it because I'm Brooklyn Borough President. You'd expect me to say it, but the truth of the matter is, it's true. It really is. And Seth, you represent the best. I understand that we have guests outside Brooklyn, so let me say that you may not know that recently I declared Brooklyn a republic. We were a city, and we lost that in the great mistake of 1898, when there were no voting monitors in New York, and by 300 some odd votes, Brooklynites voted to become part of a new consolidated city with other city across the river. I'm sure if there were voting monitors, we never would have passed. But the truth is, so we were a city, then we became a borough, and now I said we're a republic. Our diversity makes us more than a borough. We're 136 nations. We speak 150 languages. So I think that qualifies for the point. Today I'm told we're joined by attendees from the tri-state area. So that would be Brooklyn West. Some people may call it New Jersey. Brooklyn North, which is also known as Connecticut. Brooklyn Upstate is the Bronx, by the way. And I know there are some people here from Brooklyn Far East and Near East. Near East would be Nassau County, and Far East would be Suffolk County. So you get the drift where I'm coming from, that's for sure. I also want to welcome everyone from the boroughs outside of Brooklyn. Okay, I love to say that. Especially with the outer borough, aka Manhattan. Now here in Brooklyn, it's our small business community that keeps the borough's economic wheels turning, no question about it. Many of those small businesses in our history turned to be large businesses. A couple, Boar's Head, they're not doing too bad. Brooklyn born. Brillo, Brooklyn born. PC Richard and Son, Brooklyn born. Logan's, Brooklyn born. And Brooklyn Fleet Glasswork came known as Corning Glassware, Brooklyn born. Alpo, dog food, Brooklyn born. And there are many, many others, some of which I don't want to mention. Now, although we're getting the definitely in the effects of this recession, last week the Daily News reported for many of Brooklyn's small businesses improved. Of course, it doesn't apply to every business in Brooklyn, and even with the business climate improving somewhat, we're still behind what it was a year ago. So we have a ways to go through this economic tunnel, but at least we can see the light at the end of it. We've got everything here: transportation, density of population. Think about it. We've got that's the one thing. Imagine if you were in some rural area. I mean, here, because of the density of population and the ease of getting to shop, we've got everything here in Brooklyn. We really do. Whatever we don't have, if there is anything, there's the other side of the river as well. No question about it. Still, I know that running a small business, even in the best of times, requires an enormous amount of energy and hard work and tenacity. In a recession, it requires nothing more than nerves of steel. Yet, in spite of all those challenges, in spite of, I'm sure, many sleepless P&L nights that individual entrepreneurs have, in spite of uncertain future, I know that entrepreneurs and business men and women who own small businesses, they would want no other life, because you're the captains of your own ship. You don't report to any one boss. You report to the customers that you sell to. You make the final decisions, and your business reflects who you are. And believe me, anybody that works for somebody else, the thrill, the thought of working for yourself has got to excite most people to do it. And that's why you find a lot of men and women that are being laid off from major corporations or choose to go on their own. They all treat one thing: starting their own businesses because they want to be the boss and they want to determine their future. Now, I know that all of you here have a Brooklyn attitude, even if you don't actually live in Brooklyn yet. You're tough and innovative, and you adapt to new situations. I know you're never shy anywhere in New York. And remember, we've been here before, and that is, we get through this downturn. It's just like the cyclone on Coney Island. Life, economy, is no different in our individual lives. We have ups, we have downs, and then we have ups, and we'll get past this. The good news is we have President Obama. We have the United States Congress and the House of Representatives in the hands of those that reflect our values. We have Governor David Patterson. It's challenging times up there, not easy. But for the first time in many years, I was a senator for 23 years in Albany, always in the minority. When you're in the minority in government, you are out. Let me tell you. Now, well, guess what? The people that represent New York City are in now because the Senate Democrats now are the majority. Along with the Assembly, we've got all the planets are aligned right now. There's no question. I'm convinced we'll get through this. We'll be stronger. We'll be more innovative. And you've got it all right here. I congratulate you. Thank you for bringing these businesses. I'll say thank you for bringing these businesses.